There's a truth I've been avoiding for a long time. I kept telling myself that people change naturally, but deep down, I know that's not the whole story. The truth is that I played a role in the changes I saw in you. When I first met you, your heart was open in a way that amazed me. You trusted easily, loved deeply, and believed that honesty could solve almost anything. There was a light in you that seemed impossible to dim. Over time, I started noticing that light fading. You smiled less, questioned more, and became quieter than before. At the time, I blamed stress, life, and circumstances instead of looking at my own actions. I didn't realize that every broken promise leaves a mark. Every moment of neglect creates distance. Every time someone feels unseen, a small piece of trust disappears. You kept trying to tell me what you needed. You weren't asking for perfection or miracles. You were simply asking for consistency, effort, and reassurance. Instead of listening carefully, I often became defensive. Instead of understanding your pain, I focused on protecting my ego. Looking back now, I can see how lonely that must have felt for you. The hardest thing to admit is that you didn't change overnight. The person I remember becoming distant was the same person who had spent months trying to hold everything together. You kept giving chances long after most people would have walked away. You stayed hopeful when hope no longer made sense. You kept believing that eventually I would understand. And eventually I did understand, but much too late. By the time I saw the damage, you had already grown tired of carrying disappointment. You had already started protecting your heart. I remember thinking you were becoming cold. Now I realize you were becoming careful. There is a difference between losing love and losing trust. You weren't trying to hurt me by changing. You were trying to survive the pain of constantly feeling unheard. Anyone would have changed after carrying that burden for so long. If I'm honest, I miss the version of you that existed before all of this happened. And I also understand that expecting that version to remain unchanged was unfair. Because every action has consequences. Every relationship leaves its fingerprints on the people inside it. And some of those fingerprints become scars. Today, I can finally admit what I couldn't admit before. I was the reason you started doubting things you once believed in. I was the reason your heart became more guarded than it used to be. And if there is one thing I wish I could change, it would be making you feel like you had to become someone stronger just to survive the pain I caused.